Well, it is officially a race. We got 4 days left till we leave for Colorado. The flooring was done in the last video. Dale's over here in his bus trying to get it ready because it is also going to Colorado with us. And I just got this countertop in and got kind of the front wall framed out. We did this over on a Patreon video. So if you guys are interested and want to check that out, you can head on over to Patreon and see what we did in that episode. But today, like I said, it's a race to the end. So I got to get some door locks on, like on this back door, the front door, get a whole bunch of molding put in. I got door locks ordered, which should be showing up today. So we got to put all of our door locks on. It's just going to be kind of, yeah, I don't know, odds and ends. Just check everything off the list we possibly can. I don't think we're going to be 100% done, but that's fine because we really don't need to be able to just go enjoy a trip. And I'll tell you a little bit more about where we're going and why we're going in a little bit. The first thing that I want to do is go get the welder and clean up these holes back here because I'm actually going to be reusing this hole for the back door lock. So I need to get these welded, painted, and prepped, and Dale's got the welder. Hey Dale!
Hey Mike, let me sit down and make myself comfortable. What do you got?
I need, if I can, to borrow your welder because I need to patch some holes for the back door locks. I also wanted to show everyone what you've been working on since we're heading to Colorado and you're just trying to make the Slacker bus kind of camper ready, you know, not finished, but just...
Camper ready?
Yeah, you know.
This is a slack job if I ever saw one. Number one, you could borrow my welder.
Thank you.
You know where it's at. Number two, pretty much this is it. Unfortunately, we've had rain for the last 2 days and we did find a leak that we thought we had taken care of. And because it was a gully washer the other day, the foam that was on this couch is actually out there in the yard drying out right now. Here in a little bit, I'm going to get the mattress out that goes on the bed and get it out of the box and let it expand. Other than that, we put the jackery that we have in yesterday, tested it out, ran this refrigerator by itself for almost 38 hours before it needed to be recharged. I actually took the 2 solar panels that came with it and I just strapped them up into the windows and we'll see how well that works. It's probably not going to do a lot simply because those are tinted windows, but once it's a real sunny day, you know, it's better to have a little bit of charge coming in than no charge at all. With the jackery, it actually comes with an adapter that I can plug into the cigarette lighter up front. The problem is it's too short to then run the refrigerator because the cords won't meet. So what I'm going to do is actually make up a jumper cable, and I actually have an extra cigarette plug that will be wiring, and I'll be able to plug that in, so technically when the bus is running it'll be charging that as well. Mike tells me today's Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday, so we've got about 3 more days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
We got 4.
Hopefully we won't, you know, need all of those 4 days. At least I won't.
So Dale's of course getting his bus put together. We will be building this one out, getting it spray full when we get back from the trip, but we can't everyone fit in Ivan who's going on the Colorado adventure, so we're gonna be bringing both buses. I just welded up the holes that I'm not going to be using for the lock system that I'm going to be trying to put in. I got this lock system off of Amazon. It's similar to the same lock system that I've used on other buses. It's going to be installed a little bit differently on my bus because I'm already realizing I'm going to have a couple different issues with the way that I framed out the inside. But I had to weld up the old holes that were already here so that this guy can eventually get popped in right there, and then this locking mechanism will go on the inside, and this is how I'm hoping to get the door locked. Like I said, not sure how it's gonna go just yet, but you know, little mental gymnastics and we'll figure it out. Hey, what are you doing? Get back to work.
I ain't got time to explain to you what I'm doing. You just keep doing what you're doing. Why are you still filming?
What I'm gonna do is try to transition, and I say I'm gonna try because I really don't know how I'm gonna do this. Transition to the front door, and I'm using the same lock assembly, and I have to figure out how to get it, you know, probably like something like right here is that key lock, and then I'm gonna have to do something, you know, put a handle on it, and then, I don't know, somehow go from here to here.
what we had to do is we had to make a spacer plate, which is going to go and get welded to the door right about here, and then the lock mechanism is going to attach to that, and then the other side will just marry right into it. The reason we have to do the spacer is because actually these two doors are not equal when they close. One is slightly inboard than the other one. Once I drill the holes and tap it for a 1/4-20, be able to put the lock mechanism on, we can then drill through for the key lock and start moving forward.
So it'll look the same on the front door, but they've got these key locks, which will give me a ability to lock the front door and back door, and then I'll add a handle right here so that I can actually pull and open it. But I'm very excited to get this done because door locks on buses, when you're trying to replace them, it's just one of those jobs that's just miserable because it's a true modification. The bus was not intended to have this happen. So yeah, who knows? We'll figure it out. And what I'm gonna work on is I'm gonna start with some easy stuff and just get the garbage can installed and maybe work on some plywood in the bathroom. Let's get going.
What'd you do?
Look what I just did.
Nice. Oh, that slides so much better.
I know.
Oh man, that's easy.
What are you working on?
I am cutting the cushions for the bed slash couch.
Let me come help you.
Yeah.
Get that done.
Perfect.
Garbage can, check that off the list. Rachel just obviously said she's doing the couch cushions, so she's cutting out the actual cushions for this couch, and I'm gonna go in and help her cut them real quick. We'll get that off the list as well. My dad is still going over there on the locks. Dan, what are you doing?
Well, I just heard something about cutting some foam, so I'm gonna bring an extra piece in and let you cut mine too while you're at it. And then I've pretty much got mine all. I got a few things to get out of Navi over there. Other than that, I may leave a day early.
Well, not the right colors and definitely doesn't match the color scheme. But when we get back from Colorado, Rachel is going to actually sew. She wants to sew these. So she's going to sew me some cushions. So for the trip, I'm just going to go get some blankets, cover it just so that we protect the foam. Just to kind of, you know, make it finished for the trip so we can at least have something on top of them. When we get back, sewing time.
You gotta make sure you pick out like a really cool patterned thing.
Something?
Yeah, to sew up on these. So we'll have to go fabric shopping.
All right. Dale, how'd yours turn out?
Looks good.
Yeah, you're all good too?
It's as good as it's gonna get. What can I tell you? You wanna go check it out? You can go sit on it, see what you tell me.
We're going to sit in Bill's bus.
Whoa!
Oh, he's even got his covered already.
Dang, Dale.
To me, the back is a little bit low, but because it's two 12-inch pieces and the bed's supposed to be 48, that's all you can really do. I mean, I could go wider, but then it wouldn't fit the bed, you know.
Now that this wall is placed in, the bathroom, it's not finished. We still have to tile, put the Curdy system in, do all that. But for the the point of this trip I'm gonna be installing the Nature's Head toilet right here. Now, this Nature's Head toilet is the same one that I used to have in my other bus, Navi. My parents were actually living over in Navi. They were traveling down to Key West. My mom is not at all about the composting toilets. So I pulled the Nature's Head out and I put a dry flush in, which is more of a container toilet. Everything gets mixed together in a bag. You throw the bag out, you never have to look at it, never have to touch it, and she loves that. She doesn't like the Nature's Head that Rachel's actually, thanks Rach, pulling in here. So we're gonna be putting Navi's Nature Head in here for the trip. Then we will have to pull it out, tile, finish, bathroom, all that fancy stuff, but I just cleaned it, and it should work for what we need.
How's the toilet working, Mike?
Well, it's the first time we put a toilet in the bathroom, and I've gotta say, I mean, I don't know what kind of gymnastics I'm doing in here, but, you know, I think it works, it fits. So, essentially, the shower, you know, enough shower space when the shower's all done, and the toilet. So, I mean, I think it's the perfect size space. For me, I know that Rachel, you've stated before that when we build your rig of whatever kind that's gonna be, we're gonna be making a bigger bathroom than this. But for me, I'm not complaining.
See, I have hair that needs to be shampooed, so I need the elbow space.
You go stand in there then.
Like, if I'm like trying to like shampoo, I'm like hitting the walls all the time.
So obviously if you built a bus, you would do it a little differently.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, what would you do differently for people out there who might be like, I want a bigger bathroom? What would your suggestion be?
Probably a little bit wider. I would like a little like vanity thing to put like my skin. I like skincare and I have a lot of hair care products for my hair. So I'd want something like a little vanity here. So I'd make it a little bit longer and probably the width, like slight, like another foot or two wider.
Oh, okay.
So I can get the...
How's the height for you though?
Height's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't matter about the top. You just, you know, you bend down and just shh anyway, so.
And there you go. That's opinions with Rachel. During the trip to Colorado, maybe we'll get some more opinions from Rachel, because the fun thing about this trip is Rachel's never been off the East Coast. I mean, she's traveled internationally, she's lived in other countries, but she's never seen the United States and headed west. So Rachel's gonna have a lot of firsts and probably a lot of opinions.
I'm excited.
Imagine that.
What?
Rachel with a lot of opinions?
So we're hanging out on the bathroom with the toilet. This has got to be the best day of my life. All I got to do is put a bracket on this side, and then the toilet will be secured down for at least the trip. Eventually, it does take a 12-volt wire for the fan that exhausts out the side, and we'll have to put a hole in the side of the bus for like a vent, but that's literally down the road. About 4,400 miles, but we'll see.
You can't lock me out, I got the key.
Oh, right. All right, well, I gotta start off by saying thanks to my dad. He's the one who came up with the idea of manufacturing out these blocks right here. I welded together a couple pieces of metal. He kind of machined and screwed in all these guys, got all of this mounted, and it took him like a whole day to just fabricate these lock mounts. So thank you, Dad. What he ended up doing, if you can see it when I close the doors, is we've got a locking pin on this side, a receiver on this side, and when the doors close, they meet right together, and then they're good to go. The outside, all that it is right now is just this little keyhole with a key. I'm gonna be putting a handle right here so there's something to actually grab and pull the door open, but I think that this will work for just right now because I can easily just grab the rubber and it will work. But now that this one's done, it's time to move on to the back lock, try to get that all locked together and figure out that one, because once these doors are locked, then technically, I mean, there's other things I need to get done and the list still has a lot left. But I mean, you know, technically we could drive, the doors are locked. found a solution for the back door. Cut out a little piece right here so that the actual bracket will fit. But it looks like I need to create a mounting bracket, but it's gonna come in and then it just, oh, you can't see it on camera. Let me move it while it's in. Hey Dale, can you push against the door for a second? So if you see it, you got the little finger right here and it clips into the door waterproof flange. Dale, let go for a second. So when it comes out, it's like this, and then Dale, if you close it, you'll see it just latches, boom, right there. So what I need to do is build a larger mounting block, because this is just a test piece. I'm eventually gonna do this out of metal, but because we're leaving for Colorado tomorrow, I'm gonna make a piece out of wood that's the correct thickness, because it'll just be faster. We'll mount it on here. It's gonna at least be locked for, you know, Colorado. For now, we're gonna get this thing done pretty quick, I think. We pretty much figured it out. I can't even get the door open because the back lock is now shut, so should have thought about that. But now that we got the back lock on, Rachel's actually already started to move stuff into the bus. We've got the tools cleaned up, so I can't thank her enough, and Dale for just kind of helping get everything organized. Dale, you got coffee creamer in your hand. I guess you're already moving in.
I'm taking this to my bus because I'm the only one with a refrigerator at this point. This is technically Rachel's. She was going to leave it, and I said, well, you come back in 2 weeks, it's just going to be bad. You might as well take it with it.
In a future video, I'll go through and actually show what the bus currently looks like in terms of functions, how we're using it, how we're living in it, because we're not 100% done. The fridge never came in, so I don't have a fridge inside the bus right now. Obviously, as we said, the bathroom's not tiled. The mini split's not fully installed just yet. But they're really just odds and ends. The truth is we're gonna have a great time for 2 weeks, and the bus has everything that we really do need. It's got its power system kind of hooked up. The water system works, propane system works. And I mean, at this point, it's just getting fancy. We can go camping, and that's what it's actually really about. Well, the bus is clean. I vacuumed out all of the drawers, got everything kind of spotless so we can start moving some stuff in. Now, this bus is going to be myself and one of my college roommates. You're gonna learn more about him and why we're going to Colorado, specifically Colorado, and it's just been one of his dreams for a while. He's a firefighter for one of the major cities on the East Coast, and he finally got some time off after getting out of the academy and now on duty for over 2 years. So this is going to be his first big trip, and that's why we've been rushing so hard to actually get this all done. But we'll get into that in the next video when we actually go pick him up and start heading west. Rachel and my sister Christina are going to be staying in her ProMaster, which I know none of you have seen yet. We haven't shown it on camera, but my sister bought a van, and it's completely gutted. So she apparently just threw some couches in it, threw a bed in it for Rachel, and they're going to be living in that. And of course, Dale has his bus over here with a spare bed in it. So we're going to be having 3 rigs heading out to Colorado. And at this point, I've got to get my stuff moved in here, get Rachel's stuff placed in here, so then she can move into the van and we go meet up with Christina, probably in a rest area or somewhere out on the highway. And yeah, this is exciting. You ready, Rach?
I'm ready.
This has been like a year in the making.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it has been a year in the making.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't this trip. We didn't have this trip planned a year in the making. But
getting
the
Ivan
concept of taking the bus on a trip, you know, this is the best thing. And Dale's already like, he's just already in his bus ready to go. He's not even gonna say bye to everyone. I'll say bye for him. Dale says bye, you know, have a great time. We'll see you in the next video. But, you know, he's already just about to, he's already getting his seatbelt on. I could see him getting his seatbelt on.
Hey, he's just ready to leave.
I
How
know.
about we do the same thing and skedaddle?
Right? So, all right, well, we're going to be taking the buses, heading out to Colorado. In the next video, we will be out on the road. We're going to take you along for the journey. So we're going to be having quite a few travel videos coming up. And then, you know, when we eventually get back to New York, we'll get back to doing some builds and things like that. But yeah, let's all head to Colorado.